welcome to Skjolden. You're watching Well Traveled Life with Jonathan and Jennifer, and we are in Skjolden, Norway today. You're coming to Skjolden for this, the views, the beauty, nature. Not a big town, but an amazing place to see. You're at the very, very far end of the fjord. If you're coming by cruise ship, to make sure you're out before you get here and after you leave to get views of the arrival and the departure so that you see the fjord from both sides.
Skjolden lies at the end of the Jostedalsbreen, and that is one branch at the end of the Scenic. As the longest fjord, the Fjord stretches 127 miles inland. The term fjord encompasses both the mountains above as well as the water between them. As the deepest fjord, it is over 3,300 feet below sea level, and the mountains can reach to over 7,900 feet high. At its widest place, it's 3.5 miles wide, but the typical average width is about 3 miles. With only 200 residents, Skjolden is a small town, but it is big on options of things to do. We started by asking the shore excursion manager, Alejandro, on the Holland America New Stotendam what he thought we should do. Here are his ideas.
The Jostedalsbreen Glacier National Park. Visit the llamas. Go and see the llamas, and of course you are at the end of the longest fjord in the world. How about that?
But Skjolden doesn't require an excursion. There is so much to do on your own.
Get off the ship, turn left, and take the path into town. There are 3 or 4 different walking trails, and there's a map right inside the terminal that will show you where to go for those walking trails and how long each one will take and how far they are. This is the place. Go take a hike.
For hiking, biking, fishing, and boating trips, Adventure Tours Norway will have a booth set up right before you get into town. They have ribboat adventures, fishing trips, guided hikes, and they'll also rent you stand-up paddle boards or bikes. And for an extra fee of 100 Norwegian krone, you can get a wetsuit in case you think you might fall in.
As you cross the bridge, this is the perfect place to take pictures. You get the fjord on one side, entrance to the lake on the other side. You've also got these incredible mountains, and on a clear day, you're seeing the reflections in the water, and it's just magnificent.
But we had started our day with an easy walk to the lake that sits just on the side of the town.
As you're walking, just keep an eye out. There's all kinds of bird life around here. The first one we found today was a pied wagtail.
And if you continue on that walk, you can see the waterfalls. Walking back into town, you'll see the Victorian architecture and the beautiful white painted homes. Center of town is the Tourist Information Center, which is a busy hub with maps, a cafe, activities, exhibitions, and public restrooms. Outside the tourist center is a grocery store and the roads that will lead you to the next places of interest.
If you are taking a tour to go see the llamas, they are up this road and you'll follow it to the llama farm. They do have options for you to just book with them directly, and you can go and tour the farm, meet the llamas, pet and play with them, and do all of that. The trail up to the lowest lookout, which is about a 1-hour trail, 30 minutes up, 30 minutes back, starts directly across the street from the information center and the Skjolden Hotel.
The first part of the trail is actually up a paved road. We'll tell you more about that cat and this house later. To get up to the lookout over the lake, the fjord, and the river, go past the Cidery. Don't be tempted by that yet.
To continue the shorter hike up to the lookout, you will turn right at the fork at the top of the hill.
Sengeberget translates to the bedrock, but follow that sign towards the path. Once you've made that turn, the path gets a little bit steeper. It certainly isn't paved anymore, and it gets kind of rocky. So you'll want to make sure that you pick up a walking stick at the house on the left at the bottom of the path. You bring a walking pole or just tread carefully. I have to admit, flip-flops might not have been the best footwear for this trek, but I did fine. From the top, you'll be able to see the river that winds around the town, the lake off to the side that we hiked to earlier in the day, as well as the fjord out in front of you. The color of the water is brilliant. We happened to be there on a sunny day, and it's just so striking. On your way back down the hill, that's where the reward comes in. We stopped at the brand new Cidery that had just opened. There was a steady group of people who stopped to sit on the porch and watch the views. Norway has some pretty strict liquor laws, and so you are not allowed to take an open bottle from an establishment. So you either need to drink it all there or just buy it by the glass.
This is the Aroma and Gravenstein, so that's some main varieties we have in Norway, 50-50. And this is the same, based on the same basis, but it's flavored with raspberries from the farm across the river. Around 5% raspberries added after fermentation. They're all 7.5% by alcohol. They're all dry, or medium dry, even the raspberry, but that's the one with the most residual sugar. If I eat some with the cheese, then I prefer this one. If I'm just sitting, or then maybe one of these. Depends on what you like. If you like it acid, tart, of course this would be your favorite. If you like it a little bit more sweeter, but they are not sweet.
We ordered our bottle of the raspberry tinged cider and took it out, sat at a picnic table, and were joined by numerous friends who came and shared.
I hope you enjoy.
Delphine is from Brittany, a part of France known for its cider, so her review was especially interesting.
It's a good one. Not sweet.
The raspberry one tastes really good.
The tart acidic one. I thought it was sweet, but the more I'm drinking, it's giving a little more just crisp, a little bite on the tongue.
Remember I told you we'd get back to that cat and that house? Well, here we are. After the Cidery, we walked down towards the fjord where we were going to go swimming and stopped along the way and met Tage and Ellie, who talked to us a little bit about their garden and the climate change that has affected Norway. We understand that Norwegian winters are harsh and cold, but Ellie really explained what made Norwegian winters especially difficult.
The worst ones are when we don't have any snow at all.
Without the insulating benefits of the snow, the flowers and other plants just don't come back after that kind of a hard winter.
Just like this winter was very hard with a lot of snow and then rain and freezing, and then it came snow again and rain and freezing. It just kept going all winter. So it was the longest, hardest winter ever.
But not only do the changing weather patterns make life harder, it actually becomes more dangerous. These patterns with large snowfalls followed immediately by warm weather has created this problem of flooding in the valleys.
1997 was the worst for ages, but it was nothing compared to 2010 and 2018. That was the worst one so far. And that's increasing. So few years before you get another one. So it goes faster and faster.
Not only are the floods getting worse, they're coming at more frequent intervals.
It's dangerous.
Because we had spent so much time visiting with Tage and Ellie, Tage offered to drive us over to the waterfalls. We weren't able to turn down a ride from a new friend, and not surprisingly, Tage and Ellie both drive electric vehicles. There is a large farm that borders the base of the waterfall and stretches up the mountain. We found horses and cattle and quite a bit of activity up there, but it's the waterfall that's the star of the show. After our stint at the waterfall, we let Tage get back to his garden, and he dropped us off at a local farm where they were selling fresh berries and had a cafe. This is the same place where they were getting raspberries for the cidery. Meeting locals and understanding their lives is the essence of travel. When people ask us why we like small towns and villages, Tage and Ellie are the answer to that. Tage and Ellie, we hope you're watching, and we send you our best. We headed back to the fjord where I practiced my skills of walking on water. If you've watched our other videos, you know Jen will take any opportunity to go for a swim. This Norwegian fjord on a sunny day was a good opportunity, but it was nothing compared to the bravery of the kids in town. Walking back to port, I was struck by how many summer homes and holiday cottages there were available for rent. This is an obvious place to come and stay. I have a feeling we'll be back. By the end of the day, the fog had rolled in, it became misty and rainy. And what a difference from that sunny morning. Weather changes here can be both quick and dramatic. Thanks for watching this video in Skjolden. If you enjoyed Norway and its fjords, we suggest you watch Eidfjord next.